In the shadowy realm of criminal investigations, few cases evoke as much intrigue and unease as those of serial killers who remain at large. Despite the tireless efforts of law enforcement agencies, some perpetrators continue to evade capture, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and shattered lives. In this video, we are going to discuss 10 serial killers that are still active today. 10. The Long Island Serial Killer. In New York, there's a very mysterious case known as the Long Island Serial Killer. This case is about a person who has not been caught and is believed to have harmed many people, about 10 to 16 over almost 20 years. Most of the victims were people who advertised on the internet to meet others, and many of them were women who worked in a job that can be very dangerous. The police found some clues near a beach called Gilgo Beach. They found things like phones and some belongings of the victims, which made them think these cases were connected. Despite many efforts, the police still don't know who the killer is. This has left many people worried and wondering who could be responsible for such sad events. It's a serious reminder of why we must always be careful and watch out for each other. The mystery continues as investigators keep trying to solve this case and bring peace to the families who were hurt. 9. The West Mesa Bone Collector. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, there's a very serious mystery involving a person called the West Mesa Bone Collector. This mystery began in 2009 when a woman walking her dog found bones in an area called West Mesa. It turned out these bones were human and belonged to 11 women who had gone missing over the previous few years. Most of these women were young and had faced difficult times in their lives. The area where the bones were found was very large, almost like a secret graveyard, which made the police think that the person responsible planned this very carefully. The police have worked hard to find clues and understand what happened, but finding the person responsible has been really tough. This case is very sad and shows how important it is to keep our communities safe and to look out for each other. People in Albuquerque and many others still hope that one day this mystery will be solved so the families can have peace. 8. The Brazil Rainforest Killer. In the deep rainforests of Brazil, there's a chilling mystery that people talk about. It's said that a serial killer might be targeting indigenous people, those who live in very remote areas of the forest. This is very serious because these areas are hard to reach and the people there often live in small scattered groups, making them vulnerable. The information about this case is not very clear because it's difficult for the police to investigate in such remote places. The forests are vast and thick, which could help someone dangerous hide easily. This situation makes everyone uneasy because the forest should be a safe, natural home, not a place of fear. This case reminds us that it's important to protect and care for all communities, no matter how far away they are. People are working to bring more attention to this issue, hoping that with more awareness, the mystery will be solved and the forest will be safe again for its people. 7. The Smiley Face Killers. The Smiley Face Killers theory is a mysterious and unsettling story. Some investigators believe that a group of serial killers has been working together across the United States to harm young men. What's really eerie is that near some of the places where these men were found, graffiti of a smiley face was also discovered. This has made some people think these cases might be connected. This theory started to be talked about in 1997, and over the years, more than 40 cases have been noted by these investigators. Most of these young men were college students and were last seen having a good time with friends before they went missing. Later, they were found in water, like rivers or lakes, which is very sad. However, many police departments don't agree that these deaths are connected or the work of serial killers. They think these might just be tragic accidents. But the mystery of the smiley faces keeps the question open. Is there something more behind these sad events? 6. The Mexico City Women's Killer. In Mexico City, there's a mysterious and serious case often called the Little Old Lady Killer. This name was given because the victims were older women, and it was believed that a serial killer was targeting them. The situation became very alarming because it showed that someone was preying on elderly women who were often living alone, making them vulnerable. The case became widely known in the early 2000s, specifically around 2003 to 2006. Police in the community were very concerned as more and more reports surfaced. It was a tense and scary time because people didn't know who could be doing such a thing. Everyone wanted to protect their loved ones, especially the elderly. Eventually, a suspect was arrested, a person who disguised themselves in ways that made them not easy to suspect. This arrest brought some relief, but it also left people wondering if there could be others involved or if similar dangers still lurked. The case reminds us of the importance of watching out for each other, especially those who are most vulnerable. 5. The Highway of Tears Killer. The Highway of Tears is a long, lonely road in British Columbia, Canada that has a very sad and mysterious story attached to it. This road, Highway 16, has been the place where many women, mostly indigenous, have disappeared or been found harmed since 1970. The cases have continued for many years, with new ones being reported even into the 2000s. Because these terrible events happened over such a long period and in the same area, people began to worry that a serial killer might be targeting these women. The community and families have been very upset and scared, as many questions remain unanswered. The area is remote, which makes it hard for police to find clues and watch over it. This story is a reminder of how important it is to keep our communities safe and to pay special attention to protecting those who are most at risk. The Highway of Tears also shows us how crucial it is for everyone to work together to solve such serious mysteries. 4. The South African Strangler. In South Africa, a very serious and mysterious situation has developed with a case often referred to as the South African Strangler. This case involves several sad incidents where people have been found harmed and abandoned, and it appears they were strangled. These distressing events have happened over recent years, and they continue to cause a lot of worry in the communities affected. The exact number of cases and the dates when they started are not clearly known, but reports suggest that these incidents might have been happening since the early 2010s. This lack of information makes the situation even more mysterious and frightening. The police are trying to find out if these cases are connected, and if they are the work of one person who is still not caught. This ongoing mystery highlights the importance of careful police work and community vigilance. It's a reminder that keeping our communities safe requires everyone to be alert and to support each other, especially in solving such serious cases. 3. The Jefferson Davis Parish Murders. The Jefferson Davis Parish Murders is a dark and perplexing mystery from Louisiana, USA. Starting around 2005, several bodies were discovered in swamps and along roadsides in Jefferson Davis Parish. Most of the victims were young women, and their deaths shook the local community to its core. Despite extensive investigations, the exact number of victims and the identity of the perpetrator remain unknown. The lack of clear leads and the remote nature of the crime scenes have made it challenging for law enforcement to solve these cases. The mystery deepened as the years passed without resolution, leaving many unanswered questions and a lingering sense of unease in the area. Families of the victims continue to seek justice and closure, while the community remains vigilant, hoping for answers to this chilling series of events. 2. The Vancouver Island Killer. In British Columbia, Canada, there's a troubling mystery known as the Vancouver Island Killer. This case involves a series of unsolved murders that have occurred on Vancouver Island, starting in the late 20th century and continuing into the early 21st century. The exact dates and number of victims are uncertain, but the pattern of these crimes suggests the work of a serial killer. The killer's identity remains elusive, despite efforts by law enforcement to apprehend them. The rugged terrain and dense forests of Vancouver Island have made it difficult to gather evidence and track down suspects. The unresolved nature of these crimes has left the community on edge, with many residents feeling uneasy and fearful for their safety. The Vancouver Island Killer case serves as a stark reminder of the importance of remaining vigilant and working together to solve such troubling mysteries. 1. The Scandinavian Backpacker Murderer. The Scandinavian Backpacker Murderer is a chilling mystery that haunts the forests of Scandinavia. Beginning in the late 20th century and continuing into the early 21st century, reports of disappearances and murders of backpackers have circulated, sparking fear and uncertainty in the region. The exact dates and number of victims are unclear, but the pattern suggests the work of a serial killer. These crimes have occurred in remote and picturesque wilderness areas, making them especially difficult for law enforcement to investigate. The dense forests and rugged terrain provide ample hiding places for someone intent on causing harm. The identity of the Scandinavian backpacker murderer remains unknown, leaving communities on edge and travelers wary of venturing into the wilderness alone. The mystery surrounding these crimes serves as a sobering reminder of the dangers that can lurk in even the most idyllic of settings. So this was all about today's video. Do let us know your thoughts and comments. Please subscribe to The Luxury World. Thank you for watching.